Principle 10. Keep the knees flexible and the feet solid on the ground. Bend your knees a little bit and just make slow circles around the kneecap. The body moving a little up and down. Change direction. Hopefully none of you guys will deal with much knee pain in your lives, but it's pretty common from what I can see. I've been practicing physical therapy for 20 years, and knee arthritis is really common as we get older. Just gentle tapping. Here we're just bringing some energy into the knees, as well as improving your kinesthetic awareness of the knees before we kind of explore this principle, keeping the knees flexible. Go into a bow stance. You'll put one foot forward, the other foot 6 inches, 8 inches or so in width behind. Just comfortable. It doesn't have to be a long stance if you've got a knee issue. I'm going to go forward and backwards so that I'm creating a bend in my knee. Starting from the forward leg, begin to push hard into the ground and feel how it tenses the muscles of your thigh. And then keep pushing into the ground as you go forward and push yourself backwards and just feel what's the experience of the knee, the front knee, as you push. And now just be completely relaxed and kind of limp on the leg, so that as you go onto the front knee, you lean into it. More of the weight going into the front of your foot now, the heel lifting even. In the first pattern, the stiffness is brought on the knee by excessive muscle recruitment, and that's because we were pushing into the ground. In the second pattern, there's actually stiffness as well. It may feel more flexible, but there's stiffness because you're leaning into the ligaments and the soft tissues that support the knee. You could do the same thing on the back leg. I can push into the ground. That makes the knee more stiff. I could lean into it. It's also more stiff. So what I want is to feel connected to the ground, where I could both drop my weight into the ground and receive the support, the ground reaction force from the ground. When you need to use power, you could certainly push into the ground. If someone's pushing into you, you'll feel that the force goes into the ground. But if you push your foot back into the ground, you create unnecessary tension. So, learning to establish the awareness of this difference between pushing and leaning into the ground can help you to develop a more refined pattern of self-organization in which you establish central equilibrium between the forces of gravity and a ground reaction force. And in so doing, you'll experience a more flexible knee. The feet, just real quick, I don't want to get into the feet too much right now. I've talked about it in other videos from the standing frame. You could think of that ball between the legs pressing out. You feel the outer half of the toe, pinky toe, and then you counter it with the big toe, and that gives you that feeling of rooting. So you're always doing stuff with your toes the same way you're always doing things with your feet, or your hands rather. I'm just going to start to do a circle. Horizontal circle. Like I'm polishing the table. Flexible knees. Feet are rooted to the ground. Drop the hips. Bend the knees. Hips and the buttocks are down. The waist is relaxed. Spine is open, relaxed, and straight. My chest is relaxed. I sink my chest, I open my back. Extending from the armpits. Sinking the wrist, relaxing the fingers, bringing energy into the hands. My elbows and shoulders, feel that they're down and light at the same time. Push my head upwards. I let it float upwards as my body sinks downwards. Flexible knees, feet firmly rooted, helps you to draw the chi up from the ground through your legs, steered through the waist, up through your spine, out through the arms, and manifested in the hands. Explore the principles in your daily movement practice, one by one, and eventually see how you're able to integrate the principles into your subconscious awareness so that you no longer have to spend any time watching these silly videos.